thank you. And now we continue our panel sessions before lunch break, and we're gonna have the second panel discussion of today about incubators, accelerators, and event organizers called Gamified. So welcome on stage the moderator Milos Milicevic from VC Leaders, Corvinus University, Lavinukis from Inno Accelerator, Gergő Gulyás from OUVC, Mark Kalin from ABC Accelerator, Dorka Végvári Gerencsér from MVM Smart Future Lab. We have Péter Magyarósi, Dr. Péter Magyarósi from Creative Accelerator, and we have Bajbar Rosenberga from MBH Fintech Lab, Lithuania. Thank you and have a wonderful discussion.
Well, hello. My name is Milos. I'm partner at VC Leaders. That's an international organization behind some of fundamental capital market processes in this region. We have only 20 minutes for 6 distinguished speakers representing 6 accelerators in this region, so I will be as efficient as I can be. This panel discusses accelerator and VC-led programs in this region to help investors, VC and angel investors, kind of decide where to focus their attention and resources. The concept of accelerator emerged 20 years ago with the success of Y Combinator. The kind of many accelerators got inspired to follow the same path. At the heart of this concept is the support provided to entrepreneurs. For instance, introducing pre-revenue, pre-product firms, business concepts to potential customers. Baiba, I would like to start from you. So, you lead one of the longest standing accelerators in this country, MBH Fintech Lab. The accelerator has, I think 44 companies have gone through the accelerator. The deployed capital amounted to 1 billion forints, as far as I understand. MBH is one of the largest, or the largest financial institutions in this country. It arguably has one of the largest customer bases, as we heard, with many insights and data. Explain us the importance of these resources to business concepts, to pre-product, pre-revenue firms.
Thank you, Milos, for the introduction. First of all, Zoltanac is the guy who actually leads the MBH incubator. I am just a head of startup. But to go back to the question, so indeed, MBH Fintech Lab can provide the fintech startups with 2 main benefits. And one of it is the sandbox environment, which means that the startup can actually test its products or its services in a live environment against aggregated banking data in a safe environment. And the second is we actually provide them with an API connection, which means we give them a smooth way how to integrate the services into the bank's ecosystem. And through this, we actually become the first client of the startup, or we provide the gateway for them to our customers. And at this moment, we have 8 startups which have been onboarded into the bank's classical services, which I think is a pretty great number into the last 7-8 years. So I hope I answered your question.
Thank you very much. Sorry for mistake.
No problem, it was in my favor.
MVM, I would like to welcome you for jumping on this discussion the last moment. Istvan Marton just got very sick this morning. Thank you, Dorka, for jumping in the last moment. MVM's Smart Future Lab is an early stage accelerator-led program of one of the largest corporations, state corporations in Hungary. It provides pre-seed funding to firms, portfolio firms in energy space. It is also the organizer of Edison event that serves for sourcing your deals, for origination of your deals. Yet it operates in a space that is highly regulated. Energy market is one of the most regulated market, and to say it is for many VCs niche market. We see very few VC investors in this space. We know that what startups value most is introduction to next round investors. But what about if there is a large knowledge gap between capital market and startups? What can Accelerator do to reduce this knowledge gap and to foster deeper investment in startups navigating in very complex environments?
Okay. First of all, energy sector is pretty complex, so we have to help, and I think accelerators also have to play an important role to bridging the knowledge gap between startups and investors. And we try to do our best with our programs and solutions to foster the investment. We offer them tailor-made programs for their needs, and like the MVM Madison Startup Competition, or we organize hackathons, ideathons to help them grow. I think it's really important to give them industry-specific mentorship near the general mentoring and help them to navigate in the industry and understand all of the aspects. And we also offer them market validation opportunities and also pilot and test offers, because we have a wide range of customers and we are a pretty big company in Hungary. So I think this is our task to do and help them grow. And we also try to organize events and introductions for our startups. And thank you for this. I can proudly say that our startups and our teams raised investments from EIT InnoEnergy and also from Techstars Urban Mobility. So I think an accelerator like us should do this to help for the startups and grow the ecosystem.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and congratulations. Lavinia, Accelerator is a Romania-based, early-stage, government-backed program for firms in life sciences. From your perspective, you're based in Romania, how big is the list of potential next round investors for firms completing your program?
First of all, thank you. Happy to be here. I love Budapest. Not a lot of vegan restaurants here, but love it the same way. So it's a really good question. And thank you, Milos, for asking that question. The list is really, really short. As you mentioned, the life cycle of this type of startups is really long. So we all know that investors are not really good when it comes to playing the patience game. So, but we luckily, especially in the Romanian ecosystem, we managed to find at least 3 or 4 VCs that are backing this type of startups. There aren't many, but we are seeing an increasing interest in this arena, in this field, and I think that we, as a government, let's put it like that, VC-backed accelerator. We are more interested in having a critical mass of ideas and startups, and I think this is the first place where we should begin, because if you have good quality startups in the life sciences field, then investors will come, then you will create this positive tornado of things in your ecosystem.
Thank you, and thank you for coming to Budapest.
A pleasure to be here.
Mark from ABC Accelerator. Also, thank you for coming to Budapest. You are Slovenia or Ljubljana-based accelerator, arguably one of the most successful in this region, founded in 2015 by 5 corporations. Corporate activity in this space is unsurprising, I think. There have been 500 firms completing your program, and you have repeatedly won the award as the best accelerator in the region. Over this period, you have gradually evolved into a corporate VC. Now, this is something we haven't seen in this region in general. Investors moving to later stage investing, which implies being successful at early stage, then raising more capital, raising larger funds, having firepower to shoot at later stages. Now, we haven't seen this in CE region, with few very notable exceptions. What does it take for a program, for an accelerator program, to get into a later stage, let's say seed stage or A rounds investing?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me. It's a great question. So I used to work for a VC, Swedish VC, then I joined one of the biggest family offices in this region with close to 200 million assets under management. And when I joined ABC Accelerator, first of all, it's a private accelerator, so it's owned by 5 big corporations. It's not a government-owned. So we have different rules. We can be faster, we can be more present, we can invest, and we can also bring other investors in. So when we were talking about the business model, obviously accelerators have a specific business model, which in my opinion is not, is becoming a little obsolete. So that's why we decided with the owners that we need to take a step forward. And we all know that accelerators provide a lot of benefits, obviously to young startups, but a lot of those startups usually they will not succeed. We've had 500 startups come to our programs. We invested in more than 100 startups, and I can give you the statistics. We started investing in 2015, and out of 100 plus startups, 50% are already dead. I'm assuming that in the next 2 years, 50 to 80% will probably die, and 5 to 6 of the startups will succeed. And that's why we decided, in order to increase our chances, to basically give them more in terms of financial support, strategic support, we definitely need to take a step forward. That's why we decided to transform the accelerator model towards the CVC, so a corporate VC, where we also provide first customers, where we provide bigger financial incentives, and that basically gives more options and a bigger survival rate to our startups. So hopefully I answered the question. I think that that's probably the way that most private-owned accelerators are going to go, because the demo days that usually accelerators have that bring investors in, they're great, they're fantastic, but I've seen a lot of demo days where investments are either too low or they just won't happen. So that's why we decided to start tracking the startups that enter our program, and at the end we usually we want to provide them with at least 300K to €500,000 support, as well with the first customer, that's usually our corporation or something like that. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for coming to Budapest. Gergely, Óbuda University VC is a new player in this market. It is a university-affiliated fund with a primary mission to foster innovation and R&D intensive activities and projects. As far as I understand, your tickets range up to 1 million euros per round, if I get this data right.
700,000.
700,000. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me. You have vast corporate and R&D relations with many organizations that give you capacity to introduce your VCs to quality mentors, advisors, corporations, which are critical for developing go-to-market strategy. You're also the first in Hungary to build venture studio model, venture studio concept. Could you please just explain us very briefly what this concept is about and why it matters for Hungary?
Thank you very much. Happy to be here. See a lot of friendly faces. So yeah, I'm a little bit different here because we are not an accelerator, but rather a venture studio. And in terms of the whys, well, you heard, what are the problems with the traditional accelerator model? No offense, because you are the best in the region, but still your success rate is not really, how can I say, appealing. Let's put it that way. So what we do in the venture studio model is like compared to a traditional VC where, the VC just gives the money and let's see how it develops, they get the reports and so on and so forth. We explicitly build the startup together with the founder, meaning that if it's necessary, we find a co-founder. We have the university, the brain power, the technical equipment. We have 7 faculties, 4 doctoral schools, so on and so forth. I try to keep it short. So actually, we can give this kind of support to the startups. And we also work with corporates as well in a venture client unit model, which is quite unique. And in terms of like the advantages and the statistics, I also have some numbers. So I have some, not tricks, but some statistics here. So let's just do it that way. So when it comes to like the traditional, and this was published by Mero, by the way. So when it comes to the traditionally built startups, the IRR is 21% compared to the venture studio ones, which is 53%. From idea to seed stage, for the traditional one, it takes 56 months to get there, compared to the venture studio where it is 25. And when it comes to the success rate, it is, the survival rate, the traditional ones, it's 1% compared to the venture studio model where it's 60. So that's the reason why we are doing it, and these are the advantages.
Well, we all wish you a lot of success.
Thank you.
Peter, you are the last speaker. Last but not the least, you lead one of the most successful accelerator-led programs in this region. And you're primarily focused, so you're private, as far as I understand, totally private, primarily focused on investing in firms in life sciences. So we are talking about tickets range up to 1 million as far as, that's almost seed stage, let's put it. And you are keen on follow-on investment with your LPs, with your investors. So you go on and raise further rounds within your group of investors. We are talking about very innovation and R&D intensive space with long product development cycles. Explain us the process of deal origination in such complex environment. How do you source your deals, your high quality deals?
First of all, thank you for inviting me to this very prestigious panel. And as we work mainly in life science space, the knowledge base is the prime source of our startups. Knowledge base means mainly universities. We have very good cooperation with a good number of Hungarian universities. Although we are private, but not fully private, we are just sitting in between a fully private and a public range. So we are a PPP construction, pre-seed investor company, and more an investor, a pre-seed investor, than an accelerator. So, and how we source? we have agreements with universities, and for the next round of investment, we want to extend our collaboration with some other universities, because a couple of years ago, some universities thought that they can run their own program, and for whatever reason, they could not succeed. So now they don't have anyone taking care of the great projects. And these universities have very, very good research activities, excellent research teams with outstanding research results, which are worth commercializing. So this is the space where we want to be in, and how we do it. First of all, our founders have very, very good personal contacts with several research teams all across the country. Number two, we have institutionalized cooperation with some of the universities organizing pitching events. How it goes, that the university tech transfer office will identify the university potentially good spin-off companies, because here we are talking more about spin-offs than startups, and they will send us preliminary documents, and we shall pre-select the ones which we think could be interesting, and then we go there, we have a half-a-day event, the researcher will pitch, and here it is not like the classical pitching contest that they have 5 minutes and they get a first prize, but here we have, because of the technology, what we want to understand, and we want to understand the business potential behind, so it is usually a 50 minutes pitch and 50 minutes questions from us, and here the prize is called potential investment. So it is a binary competition, yes or no from our side. And this is a model what we want to further develop for the next round of investment, hopefully from Q1 2024, we shall have an additional 2-3 years period when we want to invest in some more companies, roughly about 10 new startups, and it is a great challenge how to identify them. And what I wanted to emphasize that here is a very, very important factor. How strong a university tech transfer office can prepare these research groups to be ready for pitching, to be ready to introduce a bit of entrepreneurial mindset into their researcher head, and whether they are ready to establish a spin-off company and dedicate enough time and energy to run the spin-off. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. We don't have much time for discussion. I think we can take one question from the audience.
Milos, two questions if I can. One short for Lavinio, one short for Kalin. Lavinio, considering Cluj is a very strong tech hub, and you had a lot of multinational companies, especially in software development, now Arabs with UiPath working together. Are these people, you mentioned earlier that there are venture capital people coming on the market, but are any of these who already made it out, are they paying it forward? Are they active into the financing of startups field or incubators and so on? What I see is ambiguous. First question, and then for Kalin, if I may. You mentioned that at one statistics and very few succeeding. At what point both you and Gergo go down and handhold these companies and the startups and ask for accountability, work together with them and stuff like that? So, or only it's high flying, yeah, we put money into you, we supervise you, but not actual hand holding. I hope it's not too much. Thanks.
So I'll go first. Thank you for the question. So, of course, Cluj is considered a tech hub, and Bucharest as also. And lately we have YPAT, who's the only unicorn that we are having and seeing in Romania. I hope that we will have more, but yeah, they are not as involved as I would like them to be, and I would like to see them supporting more the startup scene and the national ecosystem which they sprang out of. And of course, they are not necessarily that engaged because they are not asked to do that. So I think that us at INO and at the Regional Development Agency, we have this mission, and we feel that we need to bring them closer to the startups. We need to create this setup where they can come and talk and share the knowledge, their information, and everything that they know and they experienced so far. So I see that we all need to get involved in this, and we all need to tap into this knowledge that they now have to offer. Directly, they are setting up and they are involved in a couple of VCs in Romania, and I think we can pull out more out of them. So I hope I answered your question.
Thank you very much. Hello. Yeah, thank you very much. I think connectivity among various actors, especially local and international, is missing in this space. Peter, Gergely, Mark, Laviniu, Dorka, and Baiba, thank you very much for this fantastic discussion. I would love to.
There was one more question.
There was
sorry.
one more question to.
We're way beyond our time.
Yeah,
I will be very short. We do hand holding a lot. Yeah, that's my answer. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Sorry,
yes, but
sorry
thank you
for-
so much.
Thank you.